toured Melmark and we were like, oh, forget it. This is where he needs to be.
I don't know why, I just felt like this was the place.
She came home and she said, I found the perfect place for Lisa. And she knew immediately, that this was going to be the place that worked for her.
Well, the minute we had him here, I think we exhaled. He was happy within weeks.
When you walk in, you just get this overwhelming sense of positivity.
Good, RJ. High five. Nice job, my man.
Melmark is a special place for kids with unique challenges that require intensive services and very, very dedicated staff.
What they do is nothing short of miraculous. I consider them to be the standard bearer in terms of autism schools in Massachusetts and probably in the country.
This population specifically has talent. It's just unlocking it and figuring out really how to cultivate it.
Melmark started in 1966. It started as a program primarily for individuals with Down syndrome.
The Krentels coined the phrase, the house that love built.
If you look back at what the Krentels originally did, there were no real facilities that weren't institutional. I mean institutional in not a good way. They couldn't believe the lack of resources, and so they were pretty visionary. I mean, they literally decided we're going to start a new type of program.
20 years ago, when we started Melmark New England, we knew the demand was growing.
You can love these guys while you teach them. You realize it's not just work that I'm going to, and these aren't just people at work that I work with. It really was the start of another whole family, you know. Rita hired me at my first job. That same job, that's where Frank Bird was at.
We met and became great friends and peers and colleagues. Peter sort of prompted us along to visit Melmark, go down there for that weekend, and we fell in love with it.
And so we kind of flew down to Melmark, I remember on a Saturday, and it was just like this. It was beautiful, and it was actually a pretty stunning setting.
And her famous words were, well, you can love them, but you can also teach them.
And the thought process was, if you could take all the wonderful things that Melmark does, and you marry that with science and technology and how to best care for individuals, and you start to expand the mission footprint, and not just who they serve, but how they serve them, you could strengthen both the organization in Berwyn, Pennsylvania, and expand the mission in Massachusetts. And we thought that was pretty cool.
20 years to me encapsulates what happens when people put their passion, their dedication, their persistence, they work as a team together, and they follow the science of behavior as they develop something.
They all have separate personalities, and it blended into this amazing team.
And I can just imagine Frank and Helena and Rita and Peter and this group of wonderful people looking at each other and saying, it's on us to fix this, to do this, to make it. And they did it from the ground up. And I think that's what makes them such tremendous leaders, is there's no struggle a staff member goes through that they haven't experienced themselves and that they haven't overcome themselves. And so that affords them a degree of confidence and expertise that's a major benefit to the field.
I come here twice a month, and it's the best 2 days of my month all the time.
Oh, we love it.
Yes, I love it here.
I have to say, I love the job. I love it, you know.
I love my staff here and the outings we go on.
And I think Daniel loves it, which is the most important thing.
Melmark is the best. It's just remarkably good.
My brother's quality of life is great. When you change their quality of life, you're changing families. I mean, you're affecting everybody. I knew it was working when my house was a happy place to be.
I mean, we just certainly needed more expertise on the table. And I don't know where else we would have gotten it. And I'm actually convinced that we would not have gotten it anywhere else.
She did have tantrums before she came here. They stopped almost immediately, and I think it was because I think Lisa thought she was telling us things she wanted and needed, and that we were ignoring it. We weren't understanding what her needs were. And now she was able to say, point to a Mayor Johnson picture and say, bath.
We honestly owe them everything. We really do.
They're an extended branch of our family, is what they are.
You walk in there and you see them and it's like, okay, you feel comfortable with them, they make you feel comfortable.
It has been a second family to us. This school has absolutely changed our lives.
It's good to know that people can love and treat your son as much as you wish to do all the time.
I would say thanks for everything that you've done for me, because they've done a whole lot for me and my family.